An intelligent mind can resolve dozens of variables in a complex, abstract problem in seconds, identifying the one path that makes the entire system work. But take that same mind and ask it to choose a dinner spot or draft a 3-sentence update, and it often comes to a complete standstill. We usually label overthinking as a lack of confidence. In reality, it is a byproduct of high-speed processing, a brain working exactly the way it was designed to. Because you can see patterns others miss, you automatically project secondary outcomes and identify what-if scenarios that never occur to the average person. You end up running thousands of detailed simulations entirely inside your head, while your physical environment remains unchanged. This is why you feel exhausted after a day of doing very little. The fatigue isn't from physical friction, it's the cognitive load of maintaining those infinite mental simulations. This creates analysis paralysis. When the mind is presented with an abundance of choice, the sheer volume of data points begins to degrade the ability to select any of them. For a mind trained to solve problems, a gap in information is a point of failure. When you can't predict an outcome with total accuracy, the brain treats that uncertainty with the exact same urgency as a physical hazard. To navigate this danger, the mind maps out hundreds of decision trees, searching for a single safe route. But life rarely offers total certainty. The mind enters a loop of unending calculation, trying to solve an unsolvable equation. And high intelligence becomes a liability here. The search for a perfect answer turns minor daily choices into high-stakes simulations that the brain feels it must resolve before it can move forward. You see this in career shifts. A person might spend months building spreadsheets and studying industries without taking a single real-world step. Contrast that with someone who chooses a path quickly. A year later, the planner is still reviewing theories, while the person who acted has a year of experience and actual skills. The exact same dynamic happens in romantic relationships. An overthinker will analyze the timing of a text message, projecting intent onto a delay, and inventing hidden meaning, until they create a conflict that doesn't actually exist. This happens because we often confuse the mental effort of planning with actual progress. Agonizing over a choice feels like work, so we assume we are moving toward a goal. But endless mental simulations do not create results. A flawed plan put into motion will always outperform a perfect plan that only exists in your head, because only taking action generates real momentum. You cannot think your way out of overthinking. Using more analysis to solve a paralysis problem is like spinning your wheels in the mud. The faster you go, the deeper you sink. The first step is to recognize that most decisions are reversible. You aren't looking for a permanent state. You are looking for a direction. To force this, implement strict decision deadlines. Set a 5-minute limit for small choices and a hard calendar date for major life pivots. These deadlines work because they stop the brain from waiting for one more data point that might offer the illusion of perfection. Choosing an average path today is more effective than waiting 6 months for a better one. Definitive action is what actually ends a mental loop. Clarity is not a prerequisite for action, it is a result of it. You gain confidence by moving forward and receiving real-world feedback. If a thought is repeating without generating a specific solution, it isn't deep thinking, it's a loop. Write the thought down to get it out of your head, or choose to move past it. Deep down, overthinking is often driven by a lack of self-trust. We analyze because we are afraid of making a mistake we can't handle. But confidence isn't the belief that you will always be right. It is the trust in your ability to adapt and pivot when you are wrong. Your intelligence is most effective when it supports your actions instead of your fears. The future you're looking for isn't in your next thought, it's on the other side of your next decision.